Hi there, my name's Mina Adu and I am a trauma resolution practitioner. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a bit about what trauma resolution work is, what it can look like, and what it's like to work with me. So first thing, what is trauma resolution work? So trauma resolution work can be described as work that helps you process events that your body found too overwhelming to fully digest at the time. So these events could have happened in any arena. It could have been an intimate encounter with your partner. It could have been an argument you had with someone in the street. It could have been in a discussion in the workplace with a colleague. It could have been something that happened in your childhood where, you went into a freeze response because someone was shouting at you, or there's so many different events that take place in life that our body responds to, but might not have the chance to fully digest and process at the time. And so when the body has an experience like this, the mobilization energy that the body would usually use to deal with the experience gets trapped in the system. And so the work I do supports your system to release this energy in a slow, safe way and come back into a more regulated state. And so when our nervous systems are in a more regulated state, we're able to be with the time of stress or challenge in a much more stable, supported and confident way. The nervous system inherently is built to be flexible enough to ride waves of human experiences, the ups and the downs. And when our systems are flexible and healthy, and nothing's stuck in there, we can, we can stand up for ourselves, we can stand up for what we believe in, we can voice our boundaries, we can say no, we can access pleasure, we can receive, we can rest, we can digest, we can move into fast paces, of experience. We can also rest in slow experiences and peaceful experiences. And so our bodies are built to be able to go at different paces when needed. But when the system has energy from undigested life experiences that it's constantly trying to keep under control in the body, it's very expensive for the system to keep this energy down, and it makes the body use up a lot of energy. It uses up a lot of energy trying to keep this energy down. The nervous system is designed to be able to deal with intense challenge or distress for short bursts of time, but it's not designed to stay in these activated states for long, sustained time. And so when the body does this, when it's in, trying to sustain this energy and keep it down for long periods of time, then it can lead to diminished health. And this could be physical health, it could be diminished mental health, it could be energetic health, it could be diminished relational health, spiritual health. It's so many different ways this can show up, but overall a sense of diminished health is what happens, is what the experience is for your body. So the work that I do supports your system to release the energy in a safe way, in a supported way, in a slow, titrated way. That means bit by bit, small, doable pieces, so that you can come back to a more flexible and regulated nervous system state, a state that supports ease, relaxation, peace, and a flexible nervous system, so that you can ride the challenges of being a human from an empowered place. So this work will, over time, increase your capacity to be with challenge in times of intensity. so that you can access new behaviors, you can access new ways of being, and you can make more empowered choices for yourself. You'll also start to feel a sense of your authenticity, a felt sense of your power and your vitality, and also feel into a sense of your inherent pleasure, the inherent pleasure that lives inside the body. So that's a bit about what this work is. And so the results of doing this work over time can look like being more in touch with your self-connection in terms of your sensuality, your sexuality, and your pleasure. It might look like finally being able to stop bouncing from extreme to extreme. So 1 minute being go, 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 and getting all the things done and being on that train of getting all done, ticking the to-do list off, and then crashing into a collapse or a depression and being unable to move out of that state. So people go from one nervous system extreme to another nervous system extreme and constantly bouncing back and forth between the two without being able to come to a more regulated, easeful middle ground with a flexible nervous system that can ride waves and then come down to peace or relaxation, ride waves and come down to peace and relaxation. It might look like being able to make more empowered choices for yourself, stand up for yourself, perhaps being able to access a felt sense of your boundaries and voice them with much more ease. So with this work, often people have said, I had this boundary, but it got violated. And with this work, you can feel into your boundary. You have a felt sense inside your body of where your boundaries are. So they're not being violated because you can feel them in the moment and you're able to voice them. So not only can you feel them, but your voice is, can work. You can voice what you need without fear of loss of relationship, loss of power, or altering, without fear of loss of belonging as well. Also, we can repair ingrained behavioural patterns or coping mechanisms that may have kept you safe in the past, or that you may have developed in childhood to keep you safe, but that now are no longer helping you, no longer serving you, that you might want to let go of. And so this work can slowly, over time, you can find new and more empowered behaviours and let go of the old behaviours that you no longer need. Over time, this work can also lessen anxious thoughts or mental looping. So rather than getting stuck in a loop of thoughts, you're able to come to a more, you can access new creative ideas, and you can see new possibilities where before you were going round and round and round in circles. And trauma is something that deeply affects our sense of belonging in the world. And so when we can do this work, the trauma resolution work, we can come into a felt sense of our inherent belonging in the world. We can feel a sense of our rootedness. We can feel into a sense of relational health, and get pleasure from being with another, get pleasure from being in connection with someone else, get pleasure from being in connection with ourselves and feeling like we belong here, we are part of the human race, and we are all, we're all supposed to be here, we all matter, that sense of mattering and belonging comes online, and we're able to feel into that in our everyday lives. And this is huge because it changes our intimate relationships, whether that's with ourselves or with others, and it transforms the way we relate to and with the world. So these are just a few of the things that can start to change over time. The work and the results can look different for everybody because everyone's at a different point, but these are the general things that I see, some of the general things that I can share with you that tend to happen. And so when we've experienced trauma, it can feel like parts of us have been taken away. Like parts of our inherent self or soul have been suppressed or have been taken away. And once we're able to get back in touch with ourselves on a body-based level and be with what's there to be felt, you know, with another, maybe in co-regulation with me, then that's when things can shift, that's when energy can move, and our system comes back into a state of flexibility, which means more support and more ease in our everyday life. Over time, this work can feel like, you know, the parts of you that have been suppressed can finally be integrated. It can feel like an integration of yourself. It can feel like you're coming back to a sense of your wholeness, where you feel like all the parts of you that exist, you know, that have existed in the past can be present, can be fully seen and felt, and you can be with them and show yourself, be vulnerable with another, and that you can be accepted, you know, all parts of you can be loved, and you can be cherished for exactly who you are. A sense of knowing that your truly authentic self is accepted and that you matter. And so what might a session look like? So essentially, we sit together, and this will probably happen virtually via Zoom, and I hold space for your body to come back to its natural healing capabilities. So in that time, I may also offer some gentle somatic exercises into the space. And please know that you're always in choice with how you want the session to go. So these sessions are designed so that you can find a sense of your empowered choice and empowered safety, a felt sense of safety in the session as part of the work we're doing. And so I'll never kind of like, you know, make you do anything or make you feel uncomfortable. You're always in choice as to what you'd like to do, and everything I offer is an invitation, merely an invitation. And so what might it be like to work with me? So perhaps you have had traditional talk therapy before, and if so, that's wonderful. Most of my clients have had or are in some form of therapy before they come and see me. But my sessions are different. Oh, you might hear the wind blowing outside. I hope you can still hear me. My sessions are different in that the primary aim of this work is the re-regulation of the body. So even though we may make space for verbal communication, we are mainly working with the somatic experience of the body. So that's the main aim of the work. We're working at a body-based level, rather than working top down with the mind. And so I'd like to share some principles of this work so that you can have a sense of the pace, the flow, and what it might feel like to work with me. So this work is extremely non-linear. So even though when we start to work together, you will share with me your goals and your hopes for where you want to be in your life and what you would like to be the result of our sessions together. And we can only work with trauma in the present moment. So even though you might have this goal, which is great, and I want to support you to get there, that's what we'll be working towards. In the session time, we need to work in the moment because we can't bypass the body to get to your goal. So when we work in the moment, this is the moment here, we trust that the work we're doing in the moment is going to support you to get to your goal, but we can't bypass the moment. So for that reason, we're going to work with what you're carrying in the session at that time. You may have an intention for the session, and that's absolutely perfect and absolutely fine. And we will include it as we work with what's coming up for you in the moment. Another principle is slow. We go slow, slowly. So trauma happens when something was too much, too soon for the body. And so for that reason, we go slowly and at the pace of the body rather than the mind. The mind is quick to change, it's quick to loop and spiral and just go everywhere, you know, as we know. But the body's pace is much, much slower. And because we're working with the body, we work at the body's pace, which probably will feel quite slow. Something else that we work with is small, doable pieces over time, rather than try and jump to these huge, big transformations. Because small, doable pieces over time is what leads to greatest change. And we don't want to overwhelm the body by trying to do too much too soon, because that is how trauma happens. And I don't want to re-traumatize you. So we're going to go in small, the smallest doable pieces, and trust that over time, these small doable pieces will lead you to the transformation that you're looking for. So this might be a new way of working for you. I won't give you like lots and lots of homework or try and load you up with more and more and more and more and more things to do. It's more like an unlearning of that sort of linear, more mind-based kind of patriarchal way of working. And this is a much more body-based, yin-based, simplicity, remembering of our natural, organic, human rhythm and nature. And it's going more back to the organic, natural rhythms, which is how we're able to make space for the energy to move and for the healing capabilities to kick in. So that is small, doable pieces over time. And so that's a little bit about what this work is, what it looks like, and what it's like to work with me.